Oh, they have Imprison. They don't have Heavy Slam. Because they have Imprison in that slot. But, guys, I think my Zamazenta... forgot all its moves. Oh, no. That is at least a couple of games with the runner-up team. 5 of the same Pokemon, but it does have Rillaboom, and there are some other changes as well. The Shadow Rider and Chien-Pao have swapped items, so for this team, the Life Orb is on the Chien-Pao, and the Focus Sash is on the Shadow Rider. You saw me one-shot Life Orb Chien-Pao in that final rematch in the very first game of the video. The Shadow Rider also has Terra Ghost and Encore on this team instead of Terra Dark and Nasty Plot. The Chien-Pao has Icicle Crash instead of Ice Spinner, which I guess makes sense when this team is running its own terrain with the Rillaboom. Zamazenta here is Terra Water instead of Dragon. Raging Bolt has Draco Meteor instead of Dragon Pulse. And Amoonguss has Terra Fairy and Sludge Bomb instead of Terra Water and Pollen Puff. So, although I've seen some people call it a mirror, every single set on this team is different in some way. We'll see how much that confuses me after playing for like an hour with the winning team. But let's give the runner-up team at least a little bit of a go. We get Lunala, Ursaluna, Urshifu, Miraidon, Grimmsnarl, and Incineroar team. These are pretty scary. What do? It's also kind of unfair to this team that I'm trying it after I've just been playing for an hour and my brain's a little worn out, but what can you do? Playing differently, I guess, but I didn't. Oh, it's Terra Stellar Chien-Pao also instead of Ghost. I missed that. That's another difference. Can I Zamazenta through this? Maybe. We'll do Chien-Pao, Zamazenta, Calyrex. Honestly, Rillaboom might not be bad here. Strong into Miraidon. Strong into Ursaluna. Maybe I should be leading Rillaboom. I could do Chien-Pao Rillaboom lead. That kind of loses to Incineroar. I'll try it. Restricted's in the back. Yeah, and there's the Incineroar, of course. Let's go for a U-turn, try to chip their Miraidon. Protect Chien-Pao around a Fake Out. I think it's the more likely Fake Out target this turn, because it can threaten damage into Miraidon otherwise. They do go for the Fake Out in Chien-Pao. They go for Volt Switch into it as well. Yeah, just get a little bit of U-turn chip. And get Zamazenta in. Let's go. I can threaten a Body Press into that Incineroar. And this is not... I want to click Icicle Crash into Miraidon, but this is not Sash Chien-Pao. It will not take a hit. Sucker Punch. The moves are in different orders on this team. That's really going to mess me up. Okay, they switched the Miraidon out. I did get rid of the Incineroar here, so that's very good. The Incineroar was a problem. The Rocky Helmet damage is not even that big a deal when I have Grassy Terrain up. Of course, I don't have Grassy Terrain right now, but I can set it right back up. Question is, which slot do I want to switch the Rillaboom into? And I think the answer is... Zamazenta, but I lose the defense boost if I do that. I think it's still worth it. If I can get a Sucker Punch into this Lunala, it's going for an attack. It's not. Oh well. They both switch out immediately, so they're playing a good terrain control game here. We get Ursaluna in Trick Room. What a scary team. I'm just gonna go for a big Wood Hammer into Ursaluna. We'll protect this turn, okay. I thought they might not because they already had their burn. Moonblast Chien-Pao. Of course, as long as they have these Pokemon on the field, Ursaluna is vulnerable to a priority double up. Yeah. We got rid of the Ursaluna. I still might lose to their restricted Pokemon. There goes Chien-Pao. They forfeited! forfeited. I guess I had terrain control for the rest of the game if I wanted to switch around. I guess I could maybe win with the Shadow Rider in the back. I don't know. This game does not feel like it was over, but maybe they thought things through more deeply than I want to right now. I'll play until one loss with this team. I think that's a pretty fair way to wrap this up. Usually I only feature one team in a video like this, but yeah, the runner-up team was so similar, I thought it might be fun, but it's not going to get a full feature, especially after the first team went so well. Okay, we got opposing Shadow Rider Zamazenta here with Ndidi. They have double terrain. Ndidi, Whimsicott, or Shifu, Rillaboom. Can I just lead Chien-Pao Zamazenta into this? I feel like that's my question in most matchups with both teams in this video. Let's just do this. I'm bringing the Rillaboom so I can get rid of Psychic Terrain, mainly. Yeah, it could also be strong into Urshifu, especially if it's Rapid Strike form. Even a Grassy Glide into their Calyrex might be nice under the right circumstances. Okay, they do lead Ndidi Calyrex. I cannot Sucker Punch the Calyrex this turn. Honestly, I think it's worth it to just Ice... I don't have Ice Spinner. Ice Crash. Never mind. Honestly, though, maybe I just want to get rid of the Ndidi this turn. And then worry about getting Rillaboom in. Icicle Crash almost KOs. Of course, then Zamazenta's move would just be wasted because I clicked Body Press. They get their Nasty Plot here. Not great for me. Who's coming in? Urshifu. Single Strike. Well, I'll try to Sucker Punch their Calyrex and switch Rillaboom in here. Maybe that's kind of obvious, but be nice if it works. They're taking some time with this one. Maybe my play isn't as obvious as I think it is. Or maybe it's so obvious that they think they need to cover for something else, because surely I won't do that. Maybe I'm in their head. There's Rillaboom. It's not even Sash Calyrex. We just one-shot it with the Sucker Punch. I will gladly trade Chien-Pao for that, especially since they can't switch their Urshifu out now to reset these drops. Go Zamazenta. We got their Zamazenta. Let's just throw off our Body Presses. Yeah, I had that feeling Urshifu would detect. I didn't double into it. I did consider for a second. They have Iron Defense. Okay, wait, it's not over. They have Iron Defense. I'll double into Urshifu here because that could be where the Sash is. And also it lets me click lets me click Grassy Glide. And better ensure that Rillaboom gets its attack off. I lose Zamazenta for that. Do I win with Calyrex now? We'll find out. I mean, Calyrex is immune to the Body Press, actually, so that Iron Defense doesn't do anything for them here. You know what? Actually, I can Encore. I have Encore. I can Encore them into Body Press, and then Calyrex guaranteed wins. Well, this was an interesting game. I've seen a lot of Encore Shadow Rider lately. I haven't tried it myself, I guess, until right now. But it looks fun. But yeah, they can never stop... I can actually Terra Ghost here, too. Get extra damage on the Astral Barrage, and I'm still immune to the Body Press. That is a very cool finish to this game. I'm glad that I'm still playing this out some more with this runner-up team. And you know what? The team that won the event could not have... I'm sure it had ways through this endgame as well, but it could not have done that. That team didn't have Terra Ghost, Encore, Shadow Rider. That's a lot of fun. I don't know what I'm going to put at the beginning of this video. I feel like there have been a lot of good moments in this one. This person is a Toxapex. I know Toxapex exists in VGC now. I have not learned why. Although with Ho-Oh and Annihilate, maybe I can kind of guess. This looks like a frustrating team. I'll just throw at them that which I know best. I guess Incineroar would be the last piece in the mode that I know best. I'll bring Raging Bolt. I think Thunderclap could be valuable, or Electric Coverage into Toxapex and Ho-Oh. They lead Calyrex, Toxapex. It's Leech Seed I'm not usually a complainer. I don't really usually have a problem with Pokemon that upset some VGC players. I usually enjoy the game for what it is, whatever that is. I don't have any problem with Sneasler. I don't have any problem with Urshifu. I think both those Pokemon are totally fine. There's not been a format that I dislike so far in Scarlet and Violet. I think every format's been good in its own special way. I do not enjoy playing against Leech Seed Ice Rider. I've not had fun with that Pokemon specifically. But I have Taunt Chien-Pao. That's one thing that these two teams have in common, so I can deny Leech Seed or Trick Room right now at least. And I guess follow up with a Body Press. Terra Water. It's fine. That Body Press did a little over half. We denied the Leech Seed. Let's go. No Leech Seed for you. I'm done with these Leech Seed Ice Rider Calyrex. I'm so tired of them. They landed Infestation into Zamazenta. That I think is okay. Let's see if they try to attack. I don't think they will, but... let's taunt this. No. I should probably bring somebody else in. How much did the Body Press do? 52? Alright, this is a little bit risky, but let's see if I can get the Calyrex in a nice position here. Switch. This Body Press is going to do like nothing to Ho-Oh. 20%. That's not nothing. Infestation. Of course, Shadow Rider is not actually trapped. And it might be worthwhile to actually pivot to Raging Bolt here. What do I do with my Zamazenta then? Zamazenta is awful in this position. Maybe I need to pivot. Oh, Zamazenta is trapped, right? Okay. Yeah, this is how they get me, I guess. They got two bulky fighting resists. Zamazenta's trapped. Terra Water would give it more survivability, but feels like a really bad use of my Terra. I'll just do what damage I can to Toxapex, I guess. But these both have Regenerator too, don't they? Baneful Bunker. Okay, well I won't be poisoned because Steel type. But that Sacred Fire does a lot of damage. Does it burn? Yes. 50% burn rate. Can't really call that hacks. Let's see if I can get this Toxapex out of here. It's not like their Water type Calyrex will want to switch in either. They just use Baneful Bunker. They could have like Rillaboom in the back, but... And Zamazenta's trapped. Just do what piddly little damage I can if the Toxapex switches out into like Rillaboom or Incineroar. A Body Press into Incineroar could be good here. Of course, Zamazenta is burned, and burn... Oh, Incineroar switches into the other slot. Burn does affect Body Press damage, even though it uses the defense stat instead of the attack stat. A burn weakens your physical damage, and that includes Body Press. I have gotten rid of the Toxapex now. No more Infestation. Zamazenta is also no longer infested, but it doesn't really seem worth preserving in this position. They get Ho-Oh back. They haven't used their Terra, right? They have on the Calyrex. Okay. Protect Raging Bolt, just cover for some shenanigans, because Raging Bolt is really strong into their restricted duo. I think I just keep going with Zamazenta until it goes down, so we'll just Body Press the Incineroar here. Pretty respectable damage for being burned. It's Fire Spin Ho-Oh, of course it is. Okay, but pow, pow, pow. Icicle Crash into Ho-Oh. Thunder or something. Bolt into Incin. This slot's pinned because they switch into Calyrex. Oh, now that takes a Thunderbolt. Oh, it protects? Okay, works for me. Goodbye Calyrex and goodbye my opponent. They forfeited. I don't think they had a way to win this one anymore. That makes a little bit more sense of the Raging Bolt if it's partly a matchup piece for these kinds of teams, because Yeah, and also it explains why both teams had Taunt Chien-Pao. Because Leech Seed, Ice Rider, Calyrex is a menace. I've just been using the same teams I used early format, or the same styles of teams, and struggling to break through it. Leech Seed Chien-Pao, Taunt Chien-Pao is really smart innovation that completely shut that down in this game. So that makes a lot of sense as one of the things that set is for. As for the what? Oh, the Raging Bolt. Yeah, the offensive coverage into Ho-Oh and Toxapex was awesome here. That's all I'm saying about that. Like I said, I'll play until I lose one with this team. Ooh. This team has a few of the same Pokemon, and an Incineroar, and then there's a Clefairy. Clefairy could be an issue, actually. Although I can Heavy Slam it with Zamazenta. This might be the game to just lead with my 2 Restricteds. I haven't been doing much of that because Chien-Pao is such a good lead next to Zamazenta a lot of the time, but I think this is the one. And if it means gambling on speed ties, so be it. So I'll bring Pao, and I've not been bringing a Moongus to like any of my games with either team, which probably is something that I'm doing wrong, but I mean, it's mostly been working out fine. I guess I haven't played a ton of Trick Room teams. Anyway, why dwell on that right now? I need to pick my last Pokemon here. It's going to be Raging Bolt, just because that's strong. Zamazenta. Maybe I'll... Honestly, this is going to be such a long video. Maybe I'll split it in 2. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Zamazenta and Incineroar. What I can do is protect, and maybe I can Encore something, depending on what they go for here. Like that. Oh, they have Imprison! They don't have Heavy Slam. Because they have Imprison in that slot. But, guys, I think my Zamazenta... forgot all its moves. Oh no. What do I do? I don't think I can win this. I think it's GG already. I don't want to hard switch Raging Bolt in because I think they can body press that slot. Alright, well, you know what? Actually, I can get Zamazenta out of this now because they protected. Incineroar is Encore locked. They can lock their Zamazenta into protect, and I can switch Raging Bolt in here. I can't click Body Press, Wide Guard, or Protect as long as their Zamazenta is on the field. I haven't seen Imprison Zamazenta in a while. I have seen it earlier in the format, but I had enough time to kind of forget. I also just wasn't anticipating it here. Okay, they switched to Clefairy. The Imprison is now off, but they have pressured me into switching Zamazenta out, which I think is what they wanted to do here. I think this is probably a Terra Dark or normal Calyrex. I think that probably just clicking Astral Barrage, just YOLOing an Astral Barrage here will not help me. But I'm willing to protect and scout that while I Thunderbolt Clefairy. Let's see. Clefairy, okay. Alright, then just YOLOing an Astral Barrage, I mean, will do damage. If I win the speed tie. A lot of ifs there. Didn't do great damage to Clefairy. On the other hand, Raging Bolt took the Astral Barrage pretty well. So protect it here. I'll switch out to Chien-Pao, honestly, because maybe it can take an Astral Barrage, and my other Pokemon feel more important here. I thought the Clefairy would protect, that's why I protected Raging Bolt, to cover for that. Let's see if I can get rid of the Clefairy with this, and then still land an attack into... okay. Well, it works out to about the same as my original intention. Do knock out the Clefairy here. I think I just have to gamble on that speed tie. Oh, but they can bring Zamazenta in and click Wide Guard. I know they have it. I know that they have Wide Guard. Because, you know. Okay, well, I think what I do here is I protect. I kind of want to double protect, but that gives them a lot of initiative to get their Zamazenta in for free. I think what I do instead is I Terra, Astral Barrage. Even if I lose the speed tie, I do have my Focus Sash, so I might still get through this turn. And then I'm looking to knock out their Calyrex with a Thunderclap. Do I have enough for their Zamazenta in the end? No, absolutely not, because it has Imprison. Alright, well, I just have to hope this works out somehow. The Focus Sash could be the key here. They do go for Fake Out into Raging Bolt. That's good. I win the speed tie, if it is a speed tie. They knock me down to my Sash. I'm going to make a risky play here. Thunderclap the Incineroar instead of the Calyrex. The idea being, hopefully that I can get 2 Grim Neigh boosts and use that to beat their Zamazenta. They protect Calyrex, okay. I don't know that this KOs Incineroar. It doesn't. Alright. Alright, well their Zamazenta matches up so well into my Zamazenta that I felt like I had to make plays with the Shadow Rider to try to win that. Maybe I overdid it. It's hard for me to say. I've been playing for a while here, and the old brain is a little bit staggering. Okay, they didn't go for an attack with Instant. Did they go for like Will-O-Wisp? You knock out their Calyrex. Parting shot. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, actually, because in a moment, the only move I'll be able to click is Heavy Slam. So I guess weakening its damage, which they do again with the Intimidate here, does have some amount of value for them. Did their Zamazenta move before mine? No data, because I used Protect. They fake me out anyway. I might have some moves disabled. Do you think so? Where did my Zamazenta's moves go? Let's see if I can knock out the Incineroar before the game ends. What are they thinking about? I got the Incineroar. Let's go. It's a 1-1. 1-1 to finish here. Alright, GG to that person. Intimidate Zamazenta got me good. That's fun. Alright. And that's it for the video, or videos. I'm thinking about splitting it in 2 and using the different teams on different days. Or maybe I'll just keep it one long one. I haven't decided yet, but this was a lot of fun. I really like Shadow Rider Zamazenta teams. There's something I find very appealing. They definitely play in a way that I've enjoyed at times throughout Scarlet and Violet. And there were some interesting innovations here. The Taunt Chien-Pao I was kind of ignoring until it shut down that Leech Seed Ice Rider, but now I love it. Raging Bolt coming back is cool to see. It's a cool Pokemon. I don't know. There doesn't have to be some big moral here or anything, right? I had a lot of fun with these teams. Shoutouts to the players who won and got second in Bologna. This has been some good Pokemon right here.